If we are being completely honest with one another, we have to acknowledge that optimism often gets a terrible reputation in a cynical world, largely because people mistakenly view optimists as naive dreamers who wear blinders to ignore reality while simply wishing for things to get better. But I want to challenge that misconception by telling you that true, enduring optimism is actually a fierce, highly strategic refusal to allow today's temporary setbacks to dictate the permanent boundaries of your tomorrow. While blind optimism foolishly assumes that nothing bad will ever happen to you along your journey, a practical and powerful optimism operating within a successful mind boldly declares that while challenges and roadblocks are absolutely inevitable, you are entirely capable of adapting, learning, and conquering them whenever they cross your path, precisely because success is never a random lottery ticket handed out by fate, but rather a massive, intentional construction project that requires you to keep your eyes firmly fixed on the horizon, knowing you can never build a towering skyscraper if you are constantly staring at the ground, terrified that it might open up and swallow your progress. Every single revolutionary breakthrough in human history, whether we are talking about illuminating the world with the light bulb, putting the collective knowledge of humanity into a smartphone, or simply breaking a generational cycle of struggle to start a local business, began with a radical, audacious act of optimism where someone looked at a completely blank, chaotic space and believed they had the power to shape it into something magnificent, which means that the moment you consciously choose to adopt an optimistic framework, you fundamentally rewire how your brain perceives reality, training it to stop looking for comfortable excuses so it can start scanning the environment for strategic angles, shifting your internal dialogue from a defeated, "Why is this happening to me?" to a powerful, forward-focused, "What is this preparing me for?" Now, I know exactly what some of you might be thinking right now, which is that I don't understand the unique weight of your specific situation or the painful history of how many times you have already stumbled and fallen flat on your face. And while you are entirely right that I don't know your specific past, I do know with absolute certainty that failure is never a final verdict, but simply raw data and essential feedback that you can use to sharpen your strategy for the next attempt. Because if you fall down and immediately default to pessimism, you will naturally stop trying, which effectively guarantees that your last mistake becomes the final, permanent chapter of your story. However, if you fall down and fiercely protect your optimism, that exact same failure transitions from a tragedy into an essential, dramatic plot twist right before your ultimate comeback. Ultimately, you are left with a fundamental choice about how you want to navigate the rest of your life. Do you want to safely shield yourself from the pain of disappointment by always expecting the absolute worst? A strategy that ensures your hopes never get smashed, but also guarantees you never even leave the starting line. Or do you want to summon the courage to risk temporary disappointment, place a massive bet on your own resilience, and actually give yourself a legitimate, fighting shot at achieving true greatness? True success inevitably belongs to the relentless individuals who can look directly at a broken system, a damaged relationship, or a shattered dream, and still possess the profound internal courage to believe that their focused energy can rewrite the final outcome, which is why you need to stop waiting for the perfect, frictionless conditions to appear because they simply do not exist, just as you must stop hesitating while looking for a guaranteed safety net because genuine success never comes with a lifetime warranty. From this exact moment forward, I challenge you to propel yourself into the world with the unshakable conviction that you are fundamentally wired to grow, that your capacity to adapt is limitless, and that the absolute best days of your life are not buried in your past, but are waiting for you straight ahead. So be boldly optimistic, remain entirely relentless in your pursuit, and above all else, carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who already expects to win.